just to make
In fact,
sure. Pull it up on the computer.
we're
Huh?
live. No. I'm glad you said that because I just had to holster a joke that would have got me in trouble on YouTube.
It's immediately just off the rails right off the bat.
I mean, it was close.
Well, say it.
Welcome.
No, don't. Please don't say it. Oh, whatever you do. I'm just making sure. Let me see if I can hear us. Don't, please. Yes, I can hear us. We're a perfect team. All right.
We are a perfect team.
We are. Well, two of us.
Everyone, hold up half a heart. It'll work. Yep. All right. Cool.
How come I was the only one who did this side? Everybody else did the other side.
Because Rick and I are one entity of Slam's Fist Fact, and you completed us.
I'm gonna leave. I'm good.
That make your day right there.
I feel loved.
You are loved.
Aw.
No matter what.
You're valued. You are loved.
So
you're also wrong, but it's okay.
So wanna throw a chat that we already have out here before we even start the fucking show.
Oh yeah.
Pickle goes, how do you schedule your podcast while the FedEx St. Jude Championship is going on right now? Which is a golf tournament for all of you, for both of you. I knew neither one of you probably knew what that was.
Family puts it on.
Huh?
I said my family puts it on.
No. This is St. Jude. More important family of the Judes.
No.
I think you're a minor branch, Rick. I think you're like a minor branch of this.
And how do we put it on? There's literally one other team playing. Or one other person left play. He birdies 17, he wins. It's that simple. For him. I'd birdie it.
Tell Pickle clearly it's not an issue if he's fucking tuning in and chatting.
He heard you. He can clearly
There
hear
you go. Yeah.
Anyways, everyone. Welcome.
Also, Brandon Pickle, I voted you funniest member of this Brandon's family.
I also voted you as funniest member of my family. Because you're hilarious. But now, to get started, that's the live version that you get. Now we'll actually get into our podcast. Welcome to Season 3, because we're revamping this crap. Episode 2 of the Slam's Fist Fact podcast. I'm Brandon, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Richard St. Jude. Rick, how are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing great. It's a great day to be alive. And we have a special guest today.
Who was actually on Season 1, Episode 2. I'm fairly positive. Is Mr. Dalton Vestal. Dalton, what's up, homie?
I'm doing pretty good. Sunday fun day. It's great to be alive. I'm also super tired, but it is what it is. I'm happy to be back. Also, it's great to be consistently, number 2 in y'all's lives. Episode 2, it's great.
It's only because you're the shit.
Okay.
That's 2 nice things I've said to Dalton today. I gotta quit. I gotta quit after this.
Am I okay? Did you get a medical diagnosis that I didn't know about?
I think my nap just, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but here I am. You okay, Rick?
Yeah, man. I was digging deep trying to find. I almost want to say Dalton's the only guest now that we would have had all 3 seasons. I want to say his second appearance was in season 2.
That really drunk YouTube exclusive that we're on.
I think he's the only 3-time guest. 3-season guest.
Only 3-timer for sure, and only 3-seasoner.
You're just kind of special.
Pretty honored, honestly. That
makes
me feel kind of special.
You should
remember to donate at the bottom.
Yeah.
For all those nice things we're saying.
But anyway, first things first, what we always do. Welcome everybody. Dalton, we'll start with you. Guests first. What are you drinking today, sir?
I am drinking a pernicious and it's not about the drink that I'm drinking, actually. It's what I'm drinking it in. I'm drinking it in a koozie that my mom made me. It has the Seaman logo of my old Ultimate Frisbee team on it.
Okay.
And I think that's actually more important than the drink that I'm drinking.
I agree that's a really cool thing that your mom did, but I need to know what is that you're drinking?
A pernicious.
Pernicious by
Yeah.
Wicked Weed.
Okay, thank
It's-
you. I
okay.
heard Precious, and I'm like, I've never heard of that in my entire life. Now I know exactly what you're drinking.
Okay, gotcha.
Richard? St. Jude?
I have a lovely beverage from our friend the Colonel currently, because that's what I had for like a late lunch, early dinner.
Do you get a discount going there since you live in
No.
Kentucky?
Nope, not at all. I would even argue, hot take, that the KFCs in Kentucky are more trash than the KFCs outside of Kentucky.
I don't know. I've seen the North Carolina ones. They're pretty bad. Actually-
I mean, it's what it is.
Actually, we went to one in Florida one time on the way down to Tampa for our cruise. I remember this very well. We were on Highway 1, which was going across from 95 to that other road. We turned down that other road, whatever it is, to go down to Tampa, and may have had the worst KFC experience possible. Bad food. Had to go ask for like half our food that they forgot to give us. Step your game up, Colonel Sanders.
I almost got robbed at KFC.
Step your game up, Colonel Sanders.
Almost doesn't count, Dalton.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of sketchy.
What are you drinking today, Mr. Brandon?
I am drinking a lovely Stella Artois.
Okay.
Artois now.
This has been a great podcast, y'all. I'm got something else to do.
I've been on a Stella and Peroni, but I guess I've been on a European lager binge the past like week.
They're both light refreshing though.
They are. They're so good. I love it. I love the Peronis. I love the Stellas. Peroni's still number one, but I already drank all of them, so now I have to drink the other 12-pack that I have. I should have done it the other way, drink the worst beer first and drink the better beer later, but it was a Peroni night last night and the night before. So here we are. But anyway, on to our wonderful, my favorite segment. They're all my favorite, like I said last week, but here we go. The This Week's in History. That we have started with the person that has the oldest first, correct? Dalton, what year is your oldest This Week in History fact?
Mine's in 1945.
Wow.
Amateur. You can take that one because I'm sure you have that one for me. Rick, when's your oldest one?
1521.
All right, I will start.
Okay.
In 43 BC. I was ready for it. I was like, if anybody else chooses this, I'm highly upset. In 43 BC, the most current Roman Empire happened, and Octavian, later known as Augustus Caesar, was elected as like the democratic leader and ended up becoming a Caesar. But this is Julius Caesar, 43 BC, was elected by the Roman Senate to be their leader. And then he conquered everything. If this is Julius Caesar, it says it was, but with the amount of Juliuses, Augustuses, and Octavians that the Roman Empire had, but I'm pretty sure this was him.
Okay. I can dig it.
What a time to be
elected.
alive in the BC area.
And-
God, everything's going great.
Dude, yeah.
Conquering things before there's many technological advances there. Man, men had war on easy mode.
This was not
Oh.
Julius Caesar.
Okay.
This was Augustus.
thinking-
Julius
thinking it
Caesar's
wasn't-
name was Julius. This is Augustus. This person was the first Roman person after Julius Caesar, actually.
Because Julius didn't get elected anything. He literally stormed into the city and was like, "This is mine now." But I was like, maybe they technically went through a formal process after he just
Yeah.
was like, this
No,
is
no,
mine
no.
now.
So this is the first person I'm assuming that was voted in as a Democratic option after Julius Caesar's reign
That
of
makes sense.
terror.
After he got,
Yeah. After
they were
the
like,
Senate that just stabbed this man was like, "Hey, dude, Octavian, you're up next. Let's go. You're our next leader." I'll be damned if I'm accepting that job.
I mean, couldn't do worse than the last guy.
True.
You got a heck of a severance package.
Mhm. Rick, just
What's his
go.
name,
Just
Paul?
go next. I know yours is older than Dalton's.
My oldest for this week in history was actually in 1521. Fall of the Aztec Empire happened. The Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortez captured what is now known as Mexico City. I'm honestly not even going to attempt Aztec city's name.
You are.
No, I'm not.
You are right now.
I didn't take it down in my notes because I knew I couldn't say it. But it is now where Mexico City is. And that was in 1521. So the conquistador made it that far inland, and Aztec Empire officially fell.
Tino Chitillan?
I don't care. You're the one that said it this time. I've
Tino-
butchered names on here before.
Tino Chitillan. That's how it's spelled.
Tino, get in the comments and tell us if we pronounced it right.
Well, that's Tino. This is Teno. Teno. So, well, no.
Then you're probably
Ryan
saying it wrong.
McManus is in the chat, baby. I would read you what he wrote, but that's exactly what he wrote. He is in the chat, baby. Oh, Ryan has a fun history fact that he said. Mickey Mantle died today in the 1960s.
I saw that. I just didn't want to bring the mood down. Jesus, Ryan.
I know the name. I just don't know.
Famous New York Yankees baseball player.
Oh, that's why.
know,
That's why I don't
you
care.
know who Mickey
That's
Mantle
why
is?
you
I don't even
don't
like
care.
baseball, dude.
It's Mickey
Baseball?
fucking Mantle.
Baseball's a boring sport. I'm gonna go ahead and say it out there. It's a boring sport.
Unless you're playing it, sure.
Or there in the stadium watching it. On TV, yeah.
But also, Mickey Mantle's like he transcended baseball.
Yeah, he was an icon in the 50s and 60s.
I mean, I can recognize that he has the game, but I just
In the
can't get behind the
20s.
sport.
How can you recognize he had the game? You don't know if this guy was good at baseball or bad at baseball.
We could have just made all that up. We could have just made that all up. He could have played for the freaking Tennessee Oiler baseball team, the AAA team, and you would have had no idea.
Right, I wouldn't because
Ryan-
baseball is a good sport.
I'm auto-correcting Ryan here. Ryan, Mickey Mantle died in 1995. Not
Yes.
the 1960s. He played in the 60s.
Yeah, he was 63 when he died in 95, or is that right? I saw the fact
Yeah, he was
earlier.
63.
Yeah, so he definitely wasn't alive in the 20s.
Ryan goes, baseball is best, ultimate frisbee sucks, Dalton.
I mean, he's not wrong because both of them have really bad qualities. You know, baseball, America's pastime, ultimate frisbee, full of bunch of wussies. All right, they're both bad in a way.
This
I need
video is-
USAU to
this-
come
yeah.
cancel Dalton.
This
What?
video is actually
So-
sponsored by USA Ultimate.
Yeah,
And
I
that
need
was our
USAU
next
to come
commercial.
Cancel you.
Yeah, what a joke of an organization. I'm not going on this rant, but USAU is a joke of an organization. Let's do spirit of the game, guys.
Let this be known. This is the second time that Dalton's talked bad about USA Ultimate on our podcast.
I hope Dalton never wanted to play for a real club team again.
Of course not, because I don't want to go into a little huddle. Hey guys, we were going out there. You know, the spirit out there was kind of low. All right, you know that foul over there when you were trying to hustle, get out there and do something really good. You know you can't be doing that because you could have hurt somebody. How about this? How about we start playing the game like it's supposed to be, all right, and play like every other sport except baseball because you know it is what it is.
That's rant number 1.
All
Sorry.
right. No, you're great, bro. Go on with your fact, Dalt.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if it was like today USAU was founded?
My fact today is an August 15th of 1945, victory over Japan Day. We VE in Japan, like a victory in Japan.
Yeah, it's called
So
VJ Day. It's crazy.
so after it was bomb on Nagasaki was dropped on August 9th, and then about 6 days later, Japan surrendered. They didn't want a third hit.
That's true. Because we were going to drop one on, I'm pretty sure, Tokyo.
Yeah.
But,
I think it would be a bigger one than Nagasaki or Hiroshima.
So, some fun facts about that day, because that was one of my facts. But the second Dalton said 1945, I knew that that's what he took. One, there's 2 victory in Japan days, the 15th and technically September 2nd. The 15th is what everybody kind of celebrates it as victory in Japan Day. Like, they surrendered, blah, blah, blah. They didn't officially surrender till the 2nd. And that's when Japan recognizes the end of World War II, for them at least. Also, stood on the boat and touched the table that they signed the surrender document on last year.
What ship was that?
The USS Missouri.
I asked that question. I literally have the snippet of it in front of me right now, so I could have just turned my head a little bit and knew the ship, and I just didn't do that.
That's why we
love you.
Oh man.
What's your next one, Brandon? We'll just keep going in rotation.
Gotcha.
Fuck. No, he doesn't got me. In fact, he did not.
Anyway, here we go. August 17th, 1998. Monica Lewinsky blew Bill Clinton under the Oval Office desk, and she admitted it. And so did Bill Clinton. Just wanted to throw that out there that in 4 days from now is the Monica Lewinsky Scandal Day. I have no other facts about it. I just thought it was hilarious.
Monica Lewinsky Scandal Day? The MLS Day?
The MLS Day. The chat is spamming. He did not have sexual relations with that woman. Oh, that's great. Go for it.
I mean, I think every president has done that. He's just the one that got caught, right?
Well, JFK fucked Marilyn Monroe.
And like 60 other women. But
yeah.
We don't talk about it.
But, I mean, Marilyn Monroe, you can end the list there, and you're like, good job. I'm sure there are more, yes. But Monica Lewinsky was an intern in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Or the West Wing. Not the Oval Office, but...
Fun random side fact that has nothing to do about this week in history. Dalton, do you know who the only president without a first lady was?
Oh, I saw this other day. It was
Think hard.
His name's an alliteration.
Woodrow Wilson?
Oh, but that is an alliteration. Good job. Coolidge? Yeah. What's that name? It's something like that. I think it's
Calvin Coolidge?
Coolidge. I was saying Coolidge. Yes. Calvin Coolidge was the only bachelor president.
That's a lie.
Who else?
James Buchanan never married anybody.
Sure.
I'll bet you $15. I'll bet you $15 James Buchanan was unmarried and he did not have a first lady.
I feel like you Googled this already.
I did not Google it. I got confused when you said his name was an alliteration because Buchanan's who popped into my head.
Swear I thought that.
Now I'm going to Google it.
Oh no, it was James Buchanan that was the bachelor. I don't know why I thought it was Coolidge for some reason.
It's because he's cool. Anyway, it's okay.
That's what it is.
Rick
Oh,
will
cow.
Rick will Venmo me $15 later. Go ahead with yours.
In 1960, the Republic of the Congo gained independence from France.
Hell yeah. And they now
So-
are the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yes, but also the state that was the Republic of Congo split into two.
Yes.
So you have the Congo and you have the Democratic Republic of the Congo. What's really cool about this, why I do like this fact, is when I was at Redbird, I had a lot of international students from the DRC. They all speak French as their first language, and it's really interesting. And shout out to those kids. I had some wonderful kids. Next.
August 16th, 1977. Elvis Presley died.
No shit. I didn't even see that fact.
August when?
August, I just had it. August 16th.
On the toilet, constipated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Or he's still alive, and he is the gardener at Graceland. I think I've seen that. I've seen that conspiracy theory that he's like the maintenance man and the gardener. R.I.P. to the king in chat.
King of rock. Was it rock and roll or rock? Was it rock? Rock and roll, right? Am I done here?
I'm letting you guess. Yeah.
I just see you.
He's the king. He's the king of pop, Dalton.
He's not the king of pop. Don't.
No, he's not.
Well, who's that
Who's the
then,
king of
Dalton?
pop? Don't you dare Google this shit. Who's
Michael Jackson.
He Googled it. He has it up on a browser.
I
Right
don't have. I promise you. Don't have it up. Took a hard guess there. I think it's Michael Jackson, the king of pop, but Elvis was the king of rock and roll.
Zero faith in Dalton that he didn't search that.
You're right. He's the king of rock and roll, Dalton.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
What else y'all have? I'm out. Dalton took my third one.
I have in 2016, Usain Bolt wins his third consecutive 100-meter sprint, like third consecutive Olympics that he won the 100-meter sprint, which was record.
Good for him.
No one had ever won that event 3 times, like 3 separate Olympics in a row.
It's a long time to be active. That's 12 years. 12 years.
12 years to do one of the, like, just, I'm not going to say it's one of the hardest Olympic sports. It's one of the hardest Olympic sports to do when you're old. Like, it's such a fast twitch muscle fiber thing.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain events that, like, people that are a little older can compete at well.
Running
100 meters
running
is not one of them.
running your first Olympics in the 100 meters at 18 is a little bit different than running it at 30. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no, you're...
question in the live chat, Dalton, you can answer since you're from the middle of nowhere. Who's the king of country music?
Willie Nelson.
no.
No. There's an actual answer. It's not like a
Okay.
who you
Okay.
think is.
Give me a second here.
That comes from Ryan in our live chat, by the way.
Who's the king?
I love you, Ryan.
I almost said Bruce Willis, and that's not even a
Yes.
person that does.
That's it.
You just
That's
say
it.
he's not even a person?
That's
He's not a
it.
country singer.
Bruce Willis is the king of country music.
But also, Bruce Willis is not even a person. I'm not letting that piece of that go.
Oh, come on, dude.
Hey, we've been looking for sound bites for TikToks. This is one of them, just so you're
I
aware.
got you. Ryan says you're all right yourself, Rick. Dalton.
That's King
Yeah.
George, baby.
Yeah. George Strait.
Okay.
And who's the man in black?
Okay.
I don't. You're quit putting me on the spot here. I don't know who the man in black is.
There's
All
two
those
answers. There's two answers that's acceptable. Johnny Cash or Charlie Pride.
Thank you. Okay, I was gonna say those. I was gonna say Johnny Cash.
Yeah. I was about to say, anybody you've ever associated with that played for Ring is just like, what an idiot.
Wow, I played with Ring? That's crazy. I never played with Ring. I played
You
against
never
Ring.
played, you never played with any players that were on Ring?
Oh
Like
yeah,
BC or Jarrett or any
I
of
played
them?
with the man himself. I played with Jack
Ring
Wood.
for everybody out there is an
You
ultimate
played with
frisbee
the
team.
played with the man himself. You played with Johnny Cash. You played Ultimate Frisbee. That's wild, dude.
Jesus Christ. What's the next one?
I have a. I don't even want to say my next.
I
one,
want
it's
you
just-
to now because I'm ready.
Um, in August 17th of August in 1945, Animal Farm was published, written by George Orwell.
The video game?
You
I'm,
know what
I'm fucking
Animal Farm-
with you.
okay.
Yes, it was coded in 1945 by George Orwell. He's like, they're gonna love this shit in about 80 years.
Did y'all read that book in like school?
No.
I know what it's about, but I didn't have to read it. I read
know
excerpts
the
from it.
Music, like I don't remember a lot of the books that I read in high school because I slept mostly during it. But this was a great book.
It's about animals that like rebel against the farmer, right?
Yes, it is. With a broader, but it's pretty much like a farm version of what happened in Soviet Russia.
Right. But it's like it's
So
animals.
Chicken Run?
No, dude, Stuart Little.
You remember Chicken Run? They
I do.
revolt.
Or the one with the cow, whatever that fucking movie was.
What?
The big blue cow thing, dude.
That's Babe. It goes around with Paul Bunyan.
No, not that one. Not that one. Hold on. I'm gonna find. I googled cow movie. There's literally a movie called Cow. Cow movie
Solid
animated. Barnyard. Barnyard.
Do not compare
I
Barnyard
don't think I
to
ever saw that.
Animal Farm.
I'm comparing it to Chicken Little. Or whatever
Chicken
Rick
Run.
said. Whatever Rick said.
Yeah,
Chicken
Chicken
Run.
Run and Chicken Little's very different. One has baseball in it. The other's a good movie.
So why do
Wasn't a good
you
movie.
why do you think he had to pretend they were farm animals? Why couldn't he just make up Soviet Russia people?
I think it was easier to explain to children of like what actually happened using animals and actually like event wise. Like it's easier to convey bigger concepts to like a younger population.
So if you
say, oh,
if you rated this book on Goodreads 1 through 5 star, what would you give it?
I'd give it about a 4.5.
Might have to add it to my Kindle list of
Yeah,
things.
it's a very good book and it has a very good lesson behind it.
So all I heard was it made it simple so they could sell propaganda to the younger audience, and it worked on Dalton.
That's communism.
That's what I just heard. That's what I just heard.
We're explaining why communism was bad.
Yeah,
Why is communism bad?
that's
For that
capitalist.
time,
That's capitalist propaganda, Dalton.
Yeah, that's true.
I said-
Capitalist
no,
propaganda.
I said at the end of my statement, I said they explained it why communism was bad at that time.
Chat,
Communism is bad. Okay.
chat going from our episode of Ryan not reading a book since the 8th grade. Add that to the list of books Ryan has not and will not read. I want to throw it out there since Ryan's definitely listening right now. Ryan bought like 4 books at Barnes & Noble the other day. He sent a picture in our group chat about them. Ryan, how many of those books have you read so far? I need to know. You can take your time. We can continue with our conversation, but just write in the chat how many you've started reading, at least read 2 chapters.
Ryan just thought the covers looked pretty.
He said he is halfway through his first book now. What's the book that you're reading?
He says Harry Potter. I'm gonna lose my
It's
shit.
not Harry Potter. Ryan wouldn't like Harry Potter. 45 pages in is halfway through the book. Ryan, what are you reading? A novel?
He picked up the kids section.
I want to throw it out there. Oh, he's reading something called The Mental Game of Tiger Woods. They are both chatting to us, watching our YouTube on the big screen, and they're right beside each other. They just sent me a picture. They're sitting beside each other. Well, that's great. Anyway, any more facts, or we get to move into this little game?
I'm ready to move.
Give it up.
Wee Willy Wonka. That is not Wee Widdly Winkle there, Brandon. Good try, though. And a tea tiddly tinkle from Dalton. Dalton will never forget that night. Dalton says Wee Widdly Winkle or tea tiddly tinkle at least twice a day. All right.
This is one of the reasons we voted Pickle as funniest family member.
Agreed. Rick, well, first off, guys, we're going to play a new game. Every podcast episode that's just Rick and myself, we are doing
the Guess the Top 10.
The Guess the Top 10, but right now we're going to do a Mount Rushmore since we have 3. Ryan says his wife is laughing at him because 45 pages is half of a book. I'm on page like 390, and I'm pretty sure I'm like, my Kindle says I'm like 38% done with the book right now. Rick, explain the Mount Rushmore game.
So we're gonna play Mount Rushmore. Dalton, pop quiz. How many heads are on Mount Rushmore? 4. So we're each gonna name 4 of something that aligns with the category of what we're doing. So the Mount Rushmore, we're gonna focus on things that have set precedents or are impactful of a genre or a topic. So for this Mount Rushmore, meaning I got to pick the category, the royal we, if you will.
We.
And so we are going to do the Mount Rushmore video game villains. So your top 4.
This is where Brandon and Ryan check out.
Yeah, they're like, oh, fuck that. It's okay.
I want to throw it out there. I think I get to go first.
You can throw out whatever you want.
You picked the category, and Dalton helped because he said villains, so I get to go first.
Yes, Dalton's a guest. Are you really going to be that unhospitable?
Yeah. All right, Dalton. You get to go first. Rick's going last, and Rick.
Fine.
Yeah, and Rick goes first next. Clearly.
All right. Number 1.
So snake draft.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I'll take 2 in a heartbeat.
First spot where George Washington's big ass head will be.
He's not on Mount Rushmore.
I know, but
You know? You know?
He is on Mount Rushmore.
Oh man, he just pulled the reverse card on you so hard. You fell for it.
Oh God.
Who's your pick, Dalton?
Yeah.
I'm choosing Bowser.
Fuck
Mario
you,
Brothers
dude.
song.
That was mine.
Okay. He is a very recognizable villain, you know? I'll never be more pissed off than having to be like, oh, you get to the very end of the castle, oh, Princess Peach is in another castle. Bowser just moved her again. Like, I just want to end the game. Come on here. Very recognizable villain, top tier.
Respect, Brandon.
I am very upset about that pick. What?
Said build a bridge and get over it.
I know. Funny enough, now I don't know who I want to pick first. Okay. I am picking the pick. That way, if Rick is reading the chat, he does not take this. Because I had this on there, and Ryan explains it as the bald guy from the Kingdom Hearts series. His name is Master Xenohort or something. Do y'all know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Don, did you not play the Kingdom Hearts series games?
Oh, I know, but Master Xenohort? Are you kidding me?
Literally the worst guy. He's a Keyblade master, the worst dude.
There are so many better characters.
Yeah, better characters, but better villains. He literally runs all of those other villains.
I know he runs Organization 13, but like, I don't think he deserves to be on the list.
Well, that's my Mount Rushmore compared to yours.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Look, to say the villain from one of the most successful game franchises that incorporates Disney characters of all time doesn't deserve to be on a Mount Rushmore of villains is a pretty bold statement. But I'm going to beat both of you with my first pick because you jumped to the new gen. I'm going old school, baby. Donkey Kong is the first one on my Mount Rushmore of villains.
That's
From
good.
the days of throwing barrels.
That's good.
Donkey Kong's up there, baby. And then because I'm worried that he might get stolen,
Do not take who I say.
I'm gonna have to jump this person up a couple spots, and we're going General Shepard from the original Modern
No!
Warfare 2. Snake Draft win.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
I
It
thought I
took-
had a block.
So we got Donkey Kong and General Shep for me.
That's so upsetting.
Donkey Kong looks over to General Shepard. What'd you do to get up here? I ruined. I made millions of people pissed off at me in the Call of Duty franchise.
Okay, I have two. Chat goes, tell me you're a nerd without telling me you're a nerd. Well, we're nerds, and we all know it. I have two, and I don't get two picks in a row, so I'm scared. I'm going to take an old school character, though. Actually, three of my choices are old school. I am going to take the man himself, Dr. Robotnik from Sonic.
Ooh,
I like that pick. I like that.
I love it. I think it's a great pick. Better than Bowser, for sure. Argue with me that Bowser's actually the good guy and Mario keeps stealing Peach from Bowser. Peach is never tied up.
he has morals. He
Huh?
has morals. He respects boundaries. He's like, I don't need to tie
He
her
loves
up.
Peach.
Well, yeah. Have you not seen the Mario Brothers movie?
No.
No.
Seen the one where they were drunk in like the 90s. I've seen that one.
Dalton, your pick is up, so you're on the clock.
All right.
3 seconds. 3, 2.
I got
All right, hold on, Dalton.
You
Name.
just said something quick.
Yeah.
What?
I said, hold up. Name which president this is taking.
Oh my God! It's
Bill Clinton for sure.
Abraham Lincoln. is
Okay,
next.
yes,
No,
he's on there. Abraham Lincoln's not next, but he's on there.
Yeah. Okay.
You've named the one on the far left and the one on the far right of the statue, not of the political spectrum. Just clearing that out there.
I'm choosing Ganon from the Zelda series.
Fucking had them on my list too.
Then, this is a hot take here. I'm doing New Age here because it redefined. It kind of reamped.
If this did not redefine a video game, I'll be very upset at you.
I'm picking. Like, I think this person should be up there just for how it kind of changed how hard bosses should be in games.
Oh God.
I'm picking Melania from Elden Ring.
That terrible pick. Oh my God.
Great pick, Dalt.
Are you kidding me, Rick? What's wrong with Melania?
She's not even a villain.
She is a villain.
She is a good person.
Yes.
I put her in the ground. All right.
First of all, no, you didn't. You had a rando help you.
I put her in the ground. I had a couple of shovels. I held the shovel for a couple of minutes. Okay.
From a not hot take from our audience members, sitting in traffic is worse than stubbing your toe, but you're completely still wrong. That's what was in chat.
Who said it?
Ryan, sitting in traffic is
Ryan,
far worse than stubbing your toe.
Ryan, I hope you never have to sit in traffic. There's traffic around you, but you never get like caught in it, like where you're sitting still.
No.
But
He is saying sitting in traffic is far worse.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna grant him no traffic for him busting his pinky toe every single day of his life. Just be like, oh, this is way better.
Who said traffic was bad? Oh, that's right, me. Traffic is the worst.
No, it's not. Stubbing your toe is so much worse than sitting in traffic.
Disagree. Anyway, my next person.
I hope you stub your toe in traffic.
Probably will.
I think that's how accident happened.
Well, at least Dalton gave you a free roll because Melania wasn't going to be on either of our
I'm
lists.
taking Ryan. Rick is disagreeing, and he's saying stubbing your toe is worse. Rick is
100%.
saying stubbing your toe is worse than traffic.
100%.
I'm taking Albert Wesker from the Resident Evil series. He's the main villain in every. He runs Umbrella Corporation pretty much. He's the main villain in all of them. Played all of them. They're fantastic. For people that have played Resident Evil, I would say that they probably put him on their Mount Rushmore every time. All right. Go ahead, Rick.
Ready for me to
last
wrap?
two. Last two.
Me to wrap this.
Mm-hmm.
Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Arguably a good guy. Continue.
No, he's not.
Depends
How
on
many of those have you played?
All of them probably, but depends on your definition. Anyway, keep going.
I want the humans to die. Scorpion's a good guy. And the Centipede from Centipede. I hit y'all with some retro ass villains.
Yeah, but that one's not good.
What?
I think Scorpion was just doing what he was supposed to be doing. I think he was just, living out his life.
Yeah, all these villains are, dummy.
Yeah.
The point is, him living out his life, his living out his life is directly correlating to me dying. And if you don't think you've been as frustrated with Centipede as you have any of these other video game villains, you're just wrong. Or you haven't played enough of it.
I have 2 honorable mentions in the chat that I'll say after my last one. Neither of these that they said were my ones that I woke. I wish I would have thought of one of them, but it's okay. Now I'm confused. I have 3 that I really want to take. I thought you were going to take one, Rick, but I've named 2 old schools, 1 a medium, so I want to go kind of newer, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pick the Joker in the Batman Arkham series.
Okay.
Was fan-fucking-tastic. The Arkham Knight, to where in the season or the video game before that I thought the Joker died, and then the plot twist in Arkham Knight about the Joker is fantastic. But anyway, that's my 4th one. Okay. Dalton, what's your one to round up the worst pick?
He could save his draft right here, man.
You could.
I'm picking Sephiroth, Final Fantasy.
That's pretty good.
That's a solid pick. See, okay. That's a way better pick than Melania. They both have long swords. Like, what were you doing?
Yeah.
I mean,
why did you just completely gaff one pick?
Melania's a good pick. She is a well-defined villain.
She's not evil.
Fire giant.
Not even
she is not evil.
That wasn't the fire giant in Elden Ring because that's how hard it was to kill it.
I have an honorable mention as well. So
the chat says those 2 are from the ladies. So my aunt and Ryan's wife. Villain, the Ghosts and Pac-Man. I feel like that's a solid pick. And then
Spooky. Oh, what are they? I used to know their names.
Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe. Those are the Teletubbies.
5 names, like 4 ghosts.
And
he started naming
I named the Teletubbies, Dalton. And then the next one says the Cars and Frogger, which I think is funny. And then Brandon just goes Mike Tyson. I'm assuming in that Mike Tyson boxing video game. All right, what's your honorable mention, Rick?
Ed, the bad guy from Pokemon Gen 2. Because they're one of the few actual, villains in the Pokemon games. They start the game by breaking into a lab and stealing their first Pokemon. And so I just feel like for honorable mention, video games, Pokemon, super famous. One of the few, real villains. Really wacky with their villains nowadays, but whatever.
I had the honorable mention. I wrote it down, but I didn't want to say it because I don't consider them villains in the video games, but the TV show was Team Rocket. I wrote down Team Rocket, but they're more villain in the TV show than the video games, I would say.
They're worse in the TV show, but they're bad in both, yeah.
I also, hot take, because I play these games a lot. I don't know how many of y'all have played, but I've played every single one of them. Favorite video game franchise. I wrote down a hot take that I could argue with an hour, that the Animus is the villain in the Assassin's Creed movies, or video games. I'll dive into it while we're playing video games later.
Never really played Assassin's Creed, so like, is that the computer system?
That is
like,
the computer system that sends you back in time to work with your DNA of your ancestors. Yeah.
Yeah, all Brandon's saying is he's scared of Skynet. Spooky AI.
You should be. You should be scared.
Another cold take because it's fact. Number one villain is Rick in this podcast. Said so by Brandon Pickle himself. Love it, love it, love it.
That's fine.
Dalton, I told you. Well, that's our Mount Rushmore, guys. Let us know in the comments who you think won. It'll be posted on TikTok tomorrow when I edit this. Dalton, did you bring any questions to the table I told you to ask? Because all we have left to go over is sports. I told Dalton to bring some questions that he wanted to discuss on the podcast, Rick.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, here we go.
How nerdy are these?
This is a pretty not nerdy question.
Okay.
Do you think geese should be protected as they are right now?
Let me tell you, fuck no. You subtle.
You got a problem with geese. You got a problem with me. I suggest you let that marinate.
Good. All right. Well, this friendship's fucking over. Honestly, I think I hate geese more than I treasure our friendship.
Why do you hate geese so much?
Okay. Oh, rant number 2. Let's go. Shit everywhere. Okay.
So do humans.
Babies.
We shit in a concentrated spot most of the time. Okay? we go to the bathroom.
You've never been around babies.
It's a baby. You know, what about a grown adult?
My niece ate poop the other day.
Well, you need to get that checked out, man. That's bad.
Also, how old do you think these geese are, dude?
I mean, they're old enough to know.
7, 8 at the most?
I don't care. Kill them all.
Dalton.
Like, honestly, I saw like a flock of geese go across the road. Everybody's stopping, and I'm like, I just want to run. I'm gonna keep on going, and they're gonna move out of the way. Why are we stopping traffic for this avian species who just does whatever it wants? Okay, they don't do anything.
Why are they protected?
No, Canada geese are protected, which is another reason why it's fucking horseshit that we like. Keep it in Canada.
If a bald eagle flies into Canada, they don't kill it.
Because bald eagles are amazing. They don't shit everywhere.
I mean,
Actually,
Dalton.
I would bet they do.
If you can tell me which one of these 3 people are George Washington on Mount Rushmore, I'll give you $1.
Far left. Far left.
Far left? Good guess.
Yeah.
That's Stone Mountain in Georgia. That's not Mount Rushmore.
I was about to say, one that isn't look anything like Mount Rushmore, and I can still barely see your phone. Like,
that was also sent in by some people in the chat going, here, fuck with Dalton, tell him this is Mount Rushmore.
I know what Mount Rushmore looks like. I'm not an idiot.
Clearly you don't.
I just said, tell me on Mount Rushmore which one of these people. Name the other 2 presidents.
Andrew Jackson and JFK.
Soundbite, clip it. Xbox, record that.
That's so complicated too.
49, 40. I got it written down. I'm writing it down. Writing it down so that can go on TikTok tomorrow.
I'm not trying to be.
Well, you're trying to be TikTok famous.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's say Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson and then JFK. Ryan said that Dalton won the draft a second ago and then goes, I take my comment of Dalton winning after that comment.
I never said I was a good. I'm not smart. Okay?
Yeah, but like.
I want to point out how much worse it would have been the man that initiated the Trail of Tears on a Native American mountain solidified with a stone portrait.
Oh.
Because that is what Dalton just suggested.
Next question. Geese suck. I'll kill one. Anyway.
He suck.
They are. If you check out Subtle Plug, the Brews and Bogies YouTube channel, there's like 3 videos on there of me ranting how much I hate geese.
And honestly, like, I think they're pretty easy to kill if they attack you, because just grab them by that fucking gangly neck they have and use them as nunchucks.
What if like 20 come at you?
I hope I hope a whole gaggle of geese jump you tomorrow getting in your car.
And then shit all over your windshield.
Dead bodies. That'll be 20 dead geese I have to worry about. Right? You think I'm going to go out of my way? Like, I'm not going to go out of my way and kill a goose. But if 20 of them were like, hey, Dalton, they bucked their chest at me. They're like, I'd be like, all right.
That's the sound they make. It's not a.
Make sure we get these audio from what he just said
Yeah.
geese sound like to put it into.
They hiss at you. They don't honk at you. They hiss at you. And, like, they may be big, but I'm bigger, and my foot is perfect, like, you know, perfectly, like, at the height that it should be to break their gangly ass necks. Okay.
Yes, Ryan. A gaggle of geese is the correct wording. It is not a flock of geese.
So a murder of crows.
And
A flock technically isn't incorrect, but if you want to be specific, it's a gaggle.
And Dalton, you're the goose of this podcast, deemed by the chat.
Hey, chat. Put you. I want to say something. Oh, I want to say it.
We're on public.
Dalton, how fast do you think you could burn 20 calories in that bike behind you?
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, now we're just changing the subject.
What's your next question? Let's get back on track. What's your next question?
I'm too mad now. I don't have any more questions now. I just hate geese that much. I thought this rant was going to last a lot longer, honestly.
You're fine, because we all agree that they suck. So keep with your next question.
No, then why would you? Oh, you're just egging me on now. Yeah, egging me on like a goose. You know, I could just go over there, squash some eggs real quick. You know, reduce that population. God, while they're young.
I honestly don't think geese are that bad. I think people overreact to them a lot.
They're just inconveniently in the way.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. But you know what? So are a lot of people on this earth, and we don't talk about breaking 20 of their gangly necks. So
It'd be pretty easy. Okay.
Okay, let's settle down. Continue with your next question, please, God. True. The only goose that I'm okay with is Ryan's dog, because his name's Goose.
Or a goose from Top Gun. R.I.P.
You know what? Maybe that's what the chat was talking about, Dalton. That you're the goose of. You're like the goose to our Maverick.
Ooh, hey, there you go. Turn into a compliment real fast.
There you go. Next question before we continue with the geese rant.
I actually do not have that biggest. I just wanted to talk about geese on the podcast for just a second. That's all I really wanted to do. I could go into a rant about something else, but you wouldn't have any context for the situation that I have, and it's fine.
It's gonna be like Barnes and Nobles out of left-handed pencils or some shit.
Anyway, well, Rick, do you have anything else before we go into sports? Jesus Lord.
No, my next things are sports related.
Cool, wonderful. Start it.
Sweet, Brandon. When is our fantasy football draft?
Our fantasy football draft for everybody out there that everybody committed to me via text. So I have this as a written document. 5 years of their life to fantasy football. Dalton, who is right here beside me, would not commit to the 5 years, and I respect it. He automatically said I'd draft and I'd give up after that, and I was like, you know what, I respect it. I won't ask you to play. I'm about to create a text group tomorrow actually and ask everybody. I just got the 10th person to commit yesterday, so we have 10 people. We'll be doing a draft. We'll leave you live updates. Everything. Ryan wants to do a dynasty league. Ryan, we're gonna ask everybody next when I create the text message group if that's what they want to do. Dynasty league is you draft a team and that's your team every year. But like if somebody retires or
I just lost video.
all right, Dalton.
I'm still here. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
It was
Um,
getting fuzzy. It was
what
getting fuzzy, and I don't know
what
what
a what a dynasty league is. You draft a team. If you can still trade. If they retire, you get a person. You pick people up in free agency, and every year you only draft rookies. If that makes sense. But we'll see, Ryan. We'll see. I'll ask everybody. That's our so our draft. I'm assuming probably do the week after Labor Day, before like week 1.
Sweet. And sticking with that, who do you all think like your maybe top 3 or 4 prospects for fantasy this year for players? Who were y'all looking at? Ryan, take notes because I know you suck at fantasy football.
Dalton, I'm letting you go first, dude.
Please don't. Please. Okay.
Brandon Pickle said, let's draft ultra late at night. We're not going to draft ultra late at night because everybody that's playing actually has a normal job. It's amazing. Ryan said, fuck you, I beat you last year.
No, he didn't. Shut up. I refute you.
I think you're really dumb, first off, to draft Jonathan Taylor now this year. I think you're stupid for that. Ryan also finished higher in standings than you. He's just throwing facts out here now.
I don't think he did.
I mean, I think your 2 standout running backs that you're going to have this year, I think are going to be Eckler and Nick Chubb, clearly. I think CMC could be a good one, but depending on their quarterback situation and how much Purdy's hurt, how healthy CMC can stay. Chat thinks Jordan Love is going to have a really good year as a Packer. I kind of agree with that.
As like a QB2 situation, sure. Fantasy, I'm saying.
I mean, are there 10 people in fantasy better than him that could put up fantasy points? Probably, but maybe not. From the chat, nobody on the Eagles, hashtag 6-loss team.
What do y'all think the Bears should get?
What do you mean get? The draft's already happened. I think they should get a new owner.
With sports?
I honestly think they should get a new owner.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Ryan, you said no one from the Eagles, or Pickle said that?
Pickle, nobody on the Eagles, hashtag 6-loss team. I tell you right now.
Fantasy, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Pickle, I better not see one fucking of my Eagles players on your fucking roster.
They won't be because he's a Cowboys fan. He won't draft them.
I know. I don't care. You better not.
I can tell you right now, Eagles lose 6 games. I still say they win the division.
Really?
We got an offensive tackle for our first pick.
Dalton's over here looking at the draft from April. This is why Dalton is not playing fantasy football with us.
This is his wake-up call to his own team that he's a fan of.
Tony Pollard is also going to have a great year.
If he can be healthy.
If he's healthy, he did break his ankle or something. I love Tony Pollard. I try to draft Tony Pollard every chance I get. That was from Ryan. I think
Jamar Chase, I think, is going to continue his momentum, have a good year. I think, kind of like what you were saying with CMC, I think Debo's a risk this year as well.
I agree.
Because he's not the only person on offense anymore.
I think Cordell Patterson is a risk as well as Atlanta's running back / wide receiver / quarterback / offensive tackle / cornerback / kicker. Deuce Vaughn, the Tower of Power. That's the comment.
Oh wow! Yeah, the
5'3"
stud in the background,
running back, dude. That motherfucker looked like Tommy trying to run between all of us, dude.
You know what's great is that guy's taller than Tommy.
Cooper Kupp going to come back healthy. I'm loving the comments from all the people in here. I think Bryce Young could have a great year.
Nah.
I think he could, man. I think the Panthers could easily win their division.
Hang on, we talked about this the other day.
Buccaneers are the worst.
Probably, yeah.
Saints do have Derek Carr as their quarterback.
Saints have juiced up Derek Carr. Did you see that photo of him with his sleeves rolled up?
He's a Derek
The Saints have
Carr.
been doing steroids. They're good.
Derek Carr took a little bit of HGH this year. Saints are going to be tough. But if the Panthers play well, I don't count them out of winning their division.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I technically don't either, but that's just showing how shitty their division is. Ryan.
I mean, it's like the AFC South. We could win our division, but we're not going to. I really hope we win 2 games this year and get the first overall pick.
It's y'all, the Texans, the Titans, and who?
Jacksonville.
Oh, they're going to win it.
Yeah, I agree. Jacksonville or Tennessee, but I'm leaning towards Jacksonville winning it.
I am too. I think Tennessee's offense is aging too fast. They haven't been able to put together a good enough
Ryan says he thinks for the Panthers to have a chance and to take pressure off of Bryce, young Miles Sanders would probably have to run for over 1,000 yards.
I don't even think that's asking that much. I think he can do it.
I think you could add your entire running back crew just hits over 1,000 and you'd be fine.
But you need to have an offensive line.
They do. Every team does.
The Bears didn't 2 years ago, so that's just false.
Well, hey, obviously, I just learned that we just got a new offensive tackle. Like I think we're doing good.
You gotta have 5 more though
Hey,
to make an offensive line.
So I think wasn't it 2 years ago when they offered like more hits on their quarterback than like any team in history? Like it was insane.
I just want to throw it out there that Dalton got really confused and awesome about the bottle opener that I just did.
I was like, okay, yeah.
It bottle opens and then it sticks, so you can just throw it away.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I like it. Also, I think the Bears are going to win it all this year. Just going to say it. Listen, all right.
I'll give you like 80 to 1 odds. I'd give you like 1,000,000 to 1, honestly. You want to bet $1?
Take it, Dalton. Take it, 1,000,000 to 1.
Absolutely. But I also want to propose a bet to y'all.
Sure, we already got one. Wait, one more NFL thing. Ryan said the Panthers beefed up their offensive line. They are a top 10 O-line in the league right now. On paper.
We'll find out soon.
Yeah. What's the bet, Dalton? We already got one bet going on.
All right, here's the
lock that in, Dalton. The 1,000,000 to 1 on anything, bro.
We might need a couple more people for this just to make it a little fair. All right.
Whatever.
All right. I think that
You're scared, so you're scared.
We do all in our entire friend group have a different favorite football team. Yes, we figured that out when we did the shaving eyebrows bet.
And this is the exact bet that I'm trying to get at right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to shave my eyebrows.
No, but this is what we do. The team that has the worst record out of all of our friends, okay? Every single one of us puts a punishment in the chat or like something, okay? At the end of the season, the team that has the worst record, they have to pull that punishment from a hat and do that punishment.
Dalton, you're a Bears fan. You shouldn't be suggesting this.
I love chaos. Let's fucking do this, all right? Come on.
Okay.
I'm
literally this season I'm game for anything.
The only 2 times that we've made an NFL bet like this have been the year that Luck was out for a year and we won 3 games, and now this year, like, I'm out. I'm not doing anything like that.
Well, like, hey, you got the Panthers, you got the Steelers, you got
Panthers win more games than us. Literally, the only team that's not maybe going to win more games than us, and I think that they're going to win more games than us, are the Bears. I think the Bears win like 4 games this year. I don't think we win 4 games this year, dude.
I think you're underselling.
I am not.
I think you're overselling the Bears. 4 wins.
I have a constant, just positive, optimistic attitude about the Bears for the first 4 games, and after that, I just don't care because they will lose the first 4, and I'll be like, well, fuck it, we're just done.
You guys are slowly becoming the Dallas Cowboys.
Shut your
The first 4 games of the year, we them boys, this is our year, and then bloop.
You're not the Dallas Cowboys, right?
I just want to throw it out there that like We might not even win 4 games this year.
Brandon's gonna cry.
I also want to say last year, or no, not last year. We were pretty bad last year. Year before last, when we had Phillip Rivers. Or no, was it last year when we did Matt Ryan? Whatever. This is like our 9th new starting quarterback in 9 years. Anyway, it might have been last year. We lost like 8 of our games, 9 of our games, 10 of our games by less than like 4 points. So we went from like a 5-12 team to could have potentially been a 10-7 team or some bullshit. Either way, it doesn't matter. Rick and I already have a bet to where he can wear a Dallas Cowboys hat for like 3 months. And I have to wear a Manchester City hat for like 3 months. So it'll be okay.
I'm gonna convince Amy to like paint that little closet you sit in right now blue.
As long as it's not light, as long as it's not light blue, I don't care.
Or it'll be light blue. We will find the color at Lowe's that matches.
I like it light blue. That's too close to UNC Chapel Hill. Do that.
Oh, it'll be Man City's color. We'll get it color matched at Lowe's.
Anyway, on to sports again.
On to sports again.
The English PL, that's the Premier League for all you plebs out there, started this weekend. And it's amazing. We have not played yet. We play tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So technically we were in the middle of the table. Zero really big upsetty things happened. Man City won their first game 3-0. I will say that Erling Haaland became the first person ever to score the last goal of the Premier League season last year and the first goal of the Premier League season of the next year, which was very interesting. He went on to score 2 of them. Arsenal beat the Sheriffs of Nottingham, just like Rick is sad about. Fulham beat Everton. Everton sucks. Luton Town, the wonderful Cinderella story of they're doing the same thing that Wrexham did, except Luton Town didn't have a multi-millionaire buy them out, have came from down from League 5 and are now in the Premier League, and they only did it in 5 years. So they got promoted every year. Lost 4-1. It's okay, though. We knew that was happening. Today, Brentford and Tottenham tied. Chelsea and Liverpool tied. Wonderful facts. And the biggest news in the soccer world right now is Harry Kane left the Premier League. He left Tottenham yesterday. Or 2 days ago. I think it's the dumbest decision that he could ever have made in his entire life. Because
how's AFC Richmond looking?
they're great. I actually think they disbanded after 3 years, though.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. Like, I know I think they won the Premier League, didn't they?
They did not.
They're not.
They didn't. Are you not done watching this TV show?
I am. They won the Premier League.
No, they didn't.
won it.
No, they didn't.
They
They won. They won their game, and then Man City won at the same time, but they didn't care.
Oh, because some fuckery went around. Okay, soccer fuckery.
No, just straight facts. For a minute, they were winning, so their record was better, and then the team that had a better record won. So then again, their record was better. That's just called sports.
Witchcraft.
Fan hair. But Harry Kane left, and I want to say I think he's trophy chasing, and I think it's bullshit. Fuck you, Harry Kane, unless you come to Man U in 3 years.
You want him in 3 more years?
Yeah, he'd only be 32. He can stand there and kick a ball at 32. I'll be okay.
That's like archaic.
It's
professional sports.
It's 32 in soccer is not as old as 32 is in other sports. But it's, I mean, 34, you're retiring either way. But no,
I mean,
dude. So homie's
I
like,
mean, 32 in Olympic curling is like you're barely an amateur.
yeah. All I want to say for him is, because we don't have to talk about it much, like, he leaves Tottenham. They've won no trophies. Tottenham hasn't won a trophy in a long time. Whatever. But homie's only like 40 something goals away from becoming the Premier League's all-time leading scorer, and that record's held since like the 80s or 90s, or and maybe even earlier. Like, he signed for Bayern Munich. I get if you sign with another Premier League team or sign with a team that doesn't just automatically win a trophy every year because their league is corrupt. But like, you sign with a team that's automatically going to pretty much win the Bundesliga and maybe the Champions League team, but there's better teams than that. And now, like, you're going to come back in 3-4 years and try to score it then when you could hold that record next year. You know what I mean? Like, I get winning a trophy, but like, Byron winning the Bundesliga is irrelevant and just a layup trophy compared to etching your name as I was the best goal scorer of all time in the Premier League. In my opinion. He gave that up to win a trophy. That doesn't really count unless he wins the Champions. He wins the Champions League. Awesome. You won a trophy. But like, I don't know. It's upsetting. And
counter your argument there. I don't know a lot about soccer, obviously.
Sure.
But a trophy now is better than the potential of maybe getting that record.
There's no potential. Harry Kane averages over 30 goals a season for his whole career.
But he could get hurt and be out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all.
You're right.
There's always.
You're right, and he gets hurt this year, and he's out, and his trophy doesn't count, but he only gets it because he was on the team. I'm saying that a record that has been held for say 35 years, because I don't know how long it's held, but it definitely wasn't in like the 2000s. You're one of 3 people ever since the Premier League's been a thing, in like from the 60s, to score over 200 goals. You're like 40 plus away from becoming the all-time goal-scoring leader, and you go and sign for a team that literally their rival team's management is so bad that they let their good players leave their rival team and go sign for the good team. They've won their league like 11 or 12 years in a row. The trophy that he wins there, if it's not the Champions League, which is an entire European competition, is a layup, and I would still consider Harry Kane trophyless.
I mean, at that level, though, like, any trophies.
Man, I agree, dude. KD never should have went to the Warriors.
It's the same. It's the same concept. It's kind of the same concept. It's a layup. And in my mind, KD winning the trophy with the Warriors is probably more prestige than fucking Bayern Munich winning the Bundesliga. Go Charlotte FC in the comments.
To put this in Ted Lasso terms, it's when that one guy came to AFC Richmond instead of going with the other team, because if he went to the other team, he would have had a layup, correct? Like
Correct.
An easier season. Okay,
Yes.
now I understand. You know what? Fuck it. I agree with you, Brandon. You put it in Ted Lasso terms.
So you know how Jamie left and went and played for Man City, right?
Yes.
And then came back because AFC Richmond was his home. Imagine that AFC or Man City was easier. They won the Premier League and whatever. So imagine that, but it's just a layup, as in Man City is in a different league and it's even easier.
Okay.
So it's like Jamie left to go win a trophy and come back. Harry Kane has done the I'm really good, left, potentially win a trophy, and then he might come back. But I'm saying if I'm him, I want that Premier League all-time goal-scoring leading record, because trophy chase next year. Because you only have to play for Tottenham this year, then you're a free agent. Go sign with another Premier League team that you think can win the league, because none of them are going to say no to one of the greatest strikers you've ever seen. But whatever. Man United plays tomorrow on ESPN Plus at 3 p.m. Watch it.
I'm busy.
I'm not.
You want to live stream it? I'll watch it with you, Dalton. We can get in Discord and we can watch it together.
I mean, for those who don't know, I work approximately 3 hours a day. Like fucking bad.
This episode brought to you by Dalton's job.
Works strong. A strong word.
The other day, I took a nap in this room, just chilling out, just waiting for things to happen. I took a 2-hour nap.
I believe it.
Over here in the comments, what bullshit sport lets you end in a tie? Soccer doesn't have enough points. It's just that it's 1 point a game. I'll throw it in the
tie golf.
No, they'd go to a playoff. You can tie if you don't finish first.
Yeah. Tie?
I'll throw it out there. Listen to this. Would soccer be more exciting if every goal they scored was just 7 points instead of 1? Because then, if you take the Man City game on Friday, that score would be 21-0, which sounds like a football game to me.
No. I think it should be every goal is 6 points instead of 1, and then you can kick it through the rugby uprights for an extra point, or you can do free kick from the edge of the box for 2.
Maybe.
With defense.
All I'm saying is it's super excited, and it's the only sport that does the relegation and promotion thing, which is so exciting.
That is the best part. That is the best part.
So exciting because teams can't tank, which is amazing.
I think they should put relegation in the NFL.
I do too.
I don't think there's enough teams.
The Bears would be playing.
I don't think there's enough teams to be relevant professionally.
But you could have more people. Like there's enough capital to make new teams. Like there's
But you'd have to.
That's what you have to do. You have to absorb the XFL, and then
like
you can also make the CFL. Then try to absorb the CFL.
And you'd have to take the Mexican Football League as well.
Well, I think that's a possibility. I don't think you have to. I think if you have the XFL,
yeah, but
CFL,
you have to think that you'd also have to bring in. They'd have to be willing to spend more money per team. So, like a team that gets promoted to a league in soccer, say you go from League 2 to League 1, the league gives you money.
Yeah.
And so, so the NFL would have to do that. Relegation would be cool in the NFL.
I think if you just basically merge the XFL and the CFL to a League 2, and then you
move them all to America.
Well, no, they can have teams in fucking. I mean, we play in Minnesota. It's basically Canada. I'm like, come on. Hockey and basketball both have American professional sports in Canada.
And baseball.
And baseball, that's right. Toronto has one of every one of our professional sports leagues.
There's also an MLS team in Toronto too.
Yep. So yeah, we should just put a football team
Here's the fun facts about soccer that these guys are saying in the chat, and then if we have any other sports things, we'll say it, and then we'll wrap up real quick. Soccer doesn't have enough points, and 2 different names depending on where it's played. It'd be cooler if you could use your hands and they had downs. Oh yeah, just like real American football. Maybe tackle the guy with the ball. Have end zones instead of goals. Maybe have them wear shoulder pads and helmets. Then it would be interesting. It's interesting. Give it a chance. Don't knock it till you try it. Don't watch the MLS as to comparison of good soccer. It's not good soccer.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell someone to go watch a Carolina Panthers game to see good football.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't tell them to go watch an Eagles game either.
We went to the fucking Super Bowl.
So did the Bears.
Much more recently. Same as winning a Super Bowl way more recently. Same as winning our division more recently. Same as actually making it to an NFC Championship game, Pickle.
I'm just saying, I'd be happy if the Bears got regulated.
Then you could stop pretending you like to watch NFL football.
No, because like, hear me out. Like, it would be better for the team because we would have more support from the fan base to get them back into the main system.
And then all your
Like,
players would want to leave.
well, fuck them. You know, they don't want to be a part of a good system.
Fuck 'em.
Like
They're not good right now anyway, so fuck them.
yeah, like I think it should be more of a like no one wants to go watch your team when it's 3-14. Like, no
I
one wants
watched
to go
the
watch.
Colts lose by 60 to the Cowboys last year, and I stayed for the whole fucking thing.
You don't want to watch that, but you'd rather.
I wanted to
it.
watch every bit of it.
That's a lie. You didn't want to watch that. You wanted to watch them win.
Actually, I was kind of glad they lost. That way I didn't have to get beat up in Dallas, Texas by wearing a Andrew Luck jersey.
Like, but like, let's say you're like a common like a Chicagoan, going up to the watch like in the freezing like snow, and make your team like feel a little better. Like, hey, like I'm seeing this game. This game actually matters, not just towards.
Relegation games matter. They're so much fun to watch during the end of the season.
Yeah,
because people are trying fucking hard.
Yeah, like no team in the NFL would like to, like, no one wants to get relegated.
Yeah, we're not fucking whatever the damn Western man's name is. The shooter boy. The cowboy. Billy the Kid. There we go. He had the regulators. Let's ride. I need to get off of here. I've drank a little too many beers before I make a fool of myself. Oh, somebody boo this. Somebody boo this man is in the comments. That is in reference to, in our section, there was a man, a good like 6'3", 6'4" man, wearing full shoulder pads and a Dallas Cowboys helmet, thinking Jerry was going to be like, hey, that guy in section 506, come down here. We need you. He was ready. Every Colts fan that left our section, the guy, when we were losing by a lot, the guy pointed at him and just goes, somebody boo this man. And everybody would boo him as they were walking out. It was great. I didn't get booed. And I shook that man's hand on the way out, though. It was amazing. It was so funny. But anyway, Dalton, closing comments. Go.
Well, thank y'all for letting me be here. Honestly, it's been a blast. Like, third time's the charm. I think it's been actually my favorite one so far. I didn't get razzed as many times as I thought I would. So,
I complimented you twice.
Exactly. Plus minus, I'm up right now. Okay? Hey, thanks again for letting me be up here. I hope I can be on here another time.
Oh, I see you next week. Anyway,
season 4.
Yeah, Rick, closing comment.
Pray or send good vibes, whatever you do for our man Brandon. He goes back to help a new store again this week. This is why we push our podcast off a week.
For anybody out there, I worked a lovely. I don't even know if I've told anybody in this podcast over 3 seasons where I work.
I don't think we have
at all. Really? I don't think nobody. Besides, like the people that know me that listen, I don't think anybody that doesn't know me that listens knows where I work. I think we've made
general statements, but I don't think we've specifically came out and said where either of us work.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, it sucks. I worked 45 hours in 2.5 days last week, and then still had to work the other 3. But anyway, that's okay. My closing comments, Brendan Ryan, thanks for using the chat feature. It was amazing. We love you all. Just remember, we have an Instagram. You can hit us up there. It is at Slams Fist Fact. You can email us any ideas or questions to our slamsfistfact@gmail.com. We also have a Twitter and a TikTok. Both those handles are also at slamsfistfact. So, just remember, you can email us, direct message us on all there. We're going to start posting little clips again. We got a great one about geese today and Mount Rushmore, which is absolutely amazing. Just remember, anything you want to see on the show has to be good and funny because of actual Dalton over here. It can't be one or the other. It's got to be both. Anyway, last thing that we're going to say about in the comments. Tell us your address for fan mail. No, go fuck yourself. You should tell us your social security number. Kiss my ass. My mother's maiden name was Cody, and the name of my first pet was Snowflake. Anyway, none of those questions are questions on anything that you're going to have to answer to me. Have a great day. This will be posted live, actually, when you're hearing it. And for all the people listening, tomorrow on all big major platforms. We love you. Glory, glory, Man United. End stream.